That's weird, but I do hope you can hear me. I need to find somewhere better. How are you? How are you? Good morning. How is your good morning? How are you doing? What's new? What's up? Let me just get somewhere to sit because this may be a long session. So let me just get somewhere comfortable where I can sit and we can continue about this mental health. Yes, how are you? Thank you for passing by. We are going to talk. This is going to be interactive, so just feel free. Oh, okay. So that means I should have chosen somewhere I wanted to sit before I went live. I think I should have done that, but I didn't do that, and now we're here. So I'm trying to figure out where I want to be. Okay, I'm trying to figure out where exactly I want to be. So many things are dictating where I am sitting. Like, oh, hope you're doing well. I'm okay too. Trying to be comfortable. It's not kind of easy, but I'm trying to be comfortable so we can talk. I'm comfortable too when I am comfortable too. So how are you doing? Oh, you can leave a comment. I mean, I should be able to read it. I should be able to read my comment. Is my audio good enough, or can you hear me? I need to turn on this fan, I think, because I'm already feeling hot. Summer is over here, so it's hot. So I'm home. I'm like, let me just kind of go live and share a few things that have been on my mind. Okay. It's just going to be an open dialogue. You can chime in, you can share, you can say what you want. I will be able to read the comments and we can proceed like that. Otherwise, I hope you're doing fine. Thank you for being here with me. Happy Friday. Happy Friday. I hope you're doing well. I'd love to do this like more often, and possibly I can. I'm just failing at my consistency, but I know I can. So give me a thumbs up. Make sure you can subscribe so you don't miss me when I go live. And if you're still here figuring it out, you can pull up to 5, most likely. I will be set and ready to start then. So today we're really going to talk about mental health. I like that. I mean, it's something that so many people don't really talk about, or things that we don't really focus on. Yes, of late, I think there is more awareness, and I love that. But it used not to be the case. But still, with the awareness, most people don't think they really, because when people think of mental health, they're just thinking, oh, issue, maybe I have an issue, I'm not crazy. It's not always like that. And we're just going to learn how to be a little mindful about mental health and what people are going through or what they could be going through. You don't have to know what someone is going through. But if you're mindful, you will treat people differently because you're like, what if? Being mindful is going to help you not to just damage people or hurt them or trigger them because you're always being empathetic and putting yourself in someone else's shoes. Not because you think they have a problem, but just because in general, it's just part of being a good person. And you just choose like, I'm going to be mindful with what I say and what everything that I do. Okay? So being mindful can help in so many ways. Okay. So when it comes to, let me say, what people don't always think of and focus on, and just end up having people hurt in many different ways. In many different ways, because most cases when you do have like a mental, I've been taking some classes and I really did learn so many things, some that were a little bit uncomfortable and some that were comfortable. But one thing for sure is it's not easy. That's one thing I really learned. It's not easy. There is something we were studying and they were asking us about making a life map, and you had to basically sit down and journal about yourself. I'm sorry, texts. I'm sorry, text. I'm sorry, please text me if you have something. I'm so sorry. If you have something to say, text, okay? It's not a good time for me, so I'm not going to take that. Okay, so we were just requested to journal, to make a life map, and that life map is from the beginning to where you are. So you were allowed to, when it comes to the infant years and some parts of your life that you may not remember well, you can put what you could remember, or you can as well go back to your family and ask for details of things that you really needed to. It was very interesting because you had to do that, and then in another assignment you had to share. Now, I literally read everyone because I was like, so many things shape us. And when you just meet people and you're just seeing them for the first time, second time, or you're just meeting them, you really don't know them. You don't know why they do the things they do. You don't know why they think the way they think. You don't know why they see life the way they do see it. You have no idea why they are who they are. But so many things shape them. So I was able to look and read through things, and then I was like, some things I'm like, oh, I didn't think of this. Oh, this could be this. I was in shock reading about, it was shocking. And I was like, I can imagine how traumatizing. Now I understand why they say some people think to be a psychiatrist, you could be a little crazy, a little bit. But there is someone, I got a presentation that I could read. I was in shock. it just gave me mixed feelings and even made me rethink. I'm like, can I do this well? Can I do this well? Sometimes you can read something. So I'm imagining in scenarios whereby people maybe you get a client and you're helping someone, and then they share something that could trigger you. There is a response that sometimes some people could be able to be like, oh, let me do what I would have wanted someone to do for me then. Or it's a trigger and they don't want any parts of it, and they don't want to be associated to it because it brings back sad, ugly memories, or it's a trigger to them. So there were different experiences, and I learned people go through different things at different stages of life, and I equally got a time meaning to appreciate me, and I'm like, okay, life has not been so bad. You good? But I just didn't know how to react in such a case. So I got hold of it because it was so challenging. I was like, let me see. I want to see how I could react or be of help in such a scenario. And it was hard. It was hardest. I got my others that I could easily relate or not relate, but I can respond to. But this person, and you understand that some people are really different. Their way of expressing themselves was different than I was used to. Like, there is an open book, and there's clearly a book with no cover that has just pages just flying out. This is exactly what I saw. I was like, it was hard. Just please give me a thumbs up. You can subscribe if you haven't. I will, and I do appreciate that. Thank you for hanging out here with me. I do appreciate that. Okay. So we are going to stay mindful. And let me say, being mindful helps you focus. It helps you understand and treat people better. Know where they're coming from, why they do some things they do, and will help you know how you can help them, which is very important. You can helping people is in many different things. Helping people is not always giving. Sometimes you can help someone and get out of their space. Sometimes you can help someone and just leave them alone. You can help them and talk to them, but the ability of you understanding what help they need and to understand the difference that it's not about you and it's about them, and you being able to empathize with someone that most likely maybe you've not even been in those shoes and have no idea how that looks like. It's something different, but it's challenging, but it's one thing that you always look and you're like, I need to be able to do that. So it takes a lot of being selfless. You have to be very selfless and find ways of making sure that you can help people. You can be empathetic to them, understand where they're coming from, support them and help them in different ways that they may need, and still make them comfortable. So it's something that it's not obvious. I stop judging people because it's not obvious. What you think is obvious is not always obvious. We all come from different walks of life, different backgrounds, different households. You could have something in common, but you came from different households. You have different DNAs. Dang, even in the same family, you are still going to be different. So God is amazing. He's amazing the way he does things, but you should be able to understand, give grace, extend mercy whenever you can, because it's not easy. It's not easy. Yep. And being able, when you're trying to really be mindful and of people's mental health, it's very important for you to be able to empower people. Yes, empowering people to be able to take care of their mental health, to be able to understand the state, to understand what triggers them, to understand when they're being triggered, to understand how to respond to the triggers. You can give me a thumbs up or subscribe, whichever is okay. So empowering someone to be able to know their triggers, how they can respond, what they need to do, how to avoid triggers is very, very important. And sometimes sharing the resources with people. Sometimes you can Google, you can share someone a resource like a counselor or a friend or someone who can help in that area. You don't have to always be a professional, but if you are aware of how you control yours and what you can do about it, you can always share. It's always good. You can always share with someone else to help them manage their mental health, and then the ability to help people prevent their mental health issues. Like, so many things you can do to help someone, like preventing. You get, if I know this is a trigger for someone, I'm not going to, let me say someone has a problem with drinking, and I know it's a trigger for them, so I'm not going to be stoking alcohol for them to be tempted. I'm not going to be taking them to bars, open bars, for them to be tempted. So you try to prevent them, to help people prevent their triggers, to prevent the causes of their mental breakdowns in so many different ways. So it's very important for one to know how to help someone to prevent, and general information. Some things are not available for everyone. There's a reason that's why they say do not drink until 21. Even when you're buying alcohol, they'll tell you bring your ID. Let's see, however old they may visibly see you, they will ask. It's a law, yes, but they are preventing. You could look old, I don't want to judge you, but you could be young. If you look at the Gen Zs, people nowadays, they think way older than we used to look when we were growing up. That's what I see, that people look way older. I'm like, and being compassionate. Yes, being compassionate, understanding, being empathetic, knowing, encouraging people to do better, supporting them to do better, understanding where they're coming from. Now, don't enable them, but sometimes it has to be gentle and soft to get them out of that place. So you being aware, and then you just compassionate of what they're going through and trying to help in all ways you can, get resources, If they can't support, if they're not able to get it better from you, you can always find someone else to help out, but make sure that it's coming from a place of love, that they can feel it coming from a place of love, and they don't feel like they're being judged, ridiculed, someone understands and cares for them. So many people are always willing to get help, but when they feel like they're being judged, they will not be understood, and they feel like people don't really care, it's challenging and it's a thin line, you know. Most times those are insecurities, and people possibly they are doing whatever they are doing to cover up some things or to deal with some issues. Okay, so that is different, you know. Just be supportive and mindful of. Okay, now being mindful, we need to know when and why it does matter. You get in today's fast-paced world, like our minds are often like caught up in loops, you know, there's so many things going on, so many distractions, internet, the phone, people, the job, there is depression, anxiety everywhere. So many things are going on around the world. So being mindful is going to help you reduce that noise. Knowing when it does matter, it helps you reduce that noise, you know, being calm, finding some clarity in things. It will always help you. Make sure you go to spaces or stay in spaces that support you or enable you to achieve your goal or to achieve what you're trying to what you're struggling with and trying to get better. Yes. So knowing when it does matter to stay away or to support or to check in with yourself or to be realistic with yourself is very, very important. It's very, very powerful to be mindful. Very, very powerful to be mindful. I mean, there is nothing as powerful as you being able to control your mind, your brain. It's going to bring a lot of confidence. It's going to bring a lot of self-awareness, because if you can control yourself, you can control situations. You can control your emotions. You can control the things that you do, when you do them, and how you do them, because you're aware of what they are. So just be mindful. It's going to help you connect with a lot of things. It's going to put you in charge and in control of so many things. Thank you for passing by. You can give me a thumbs up or subscribe, and don't miss me when I go live. Okay. Healing is important, and whenever you're mindful and in control of your emotions, your feelings, situations around you, things around you, yeah, healing is gonna be faster. So healing is gonna be faster. So just be mindful. We lose nothing. We lose nothing. And sometimes people think like to you don't actually have a visible problem or see that, okay, I am breaking down, for you to begin thinking and minding about your mental health. You don't have to. Sometimes we run out of schedules. Sometimes we just do things which are really off, and by the time we wake up and you're like, I think there's something happening with me. It's sometimes too late, or it's far because you've not been trying to do the basics of just maybe taking care of your health, making sure you're not so stressed, making sure you're trying to buy things, entrepreneurs, to do things that you can easily digest, things that are not so much, things that are not more than you can really deal with, just doing a few things for you, a few things for you to help you out. So being mindful is okay. Is and taking care of yourself. I mean, relax. It does not have to always be busy. Yes, I understand you have a lot. I keep telling my friends, I know you have a lot and you have all these dreams. You want to do all these things, but it's also important that the dreams you're trying to achieve, you're equally still able to achieve them because you are well. You're taking care of yourself. Sometimes I know people who just work so hard, and I'm like, these things you're working so hard and not for you because you're not enjoying them, you're not benefiting from them, but you're working so hard for other people. Will they appreciate them? Do they really appreciate them? And the scenarios whereby you see they clearly don't. So why wouldn't you take care of yourself and focus on what would help you live longer, be more healthy, stay happier, than focusing on trying to please others? And as an immigrant, I mean, that's one thing. I've been down that road, and I know that's one thing that we normally do. A lot of us do. Like, a lot of us do. So, but a lot of us do it, and in the long run, people, we don't really have the quality life that we dream and want. End up being a slave to the dollar. You have and you still have more. I always say, God, help me. I don't want to be a slave to money, and I don't want to be a slave to things. Like, I want this, I want that, I want this, everything you want. I know people who want this, want that, want that. They literally want everything. Everything they want, they see, they want. I'd be like, how unhappy are those people? Like, it's quite unfortunate, but that life sounds painful. It sounds painful to just be there when you want everything. Everything everyone has, you want. You're just not contented. You just feel like, I want, I want, I want, I want. Are you happy? Yes, possibly it gives you pleasure getting other things. But are you happy? If you was happy, at what point do you get and you're like, oh, I have this more than this one, and then you're happy. I have this, and I'm happy. They keep just wanting to go. I want this, I want this, I want this, I want that, I want that. All those wants. So that's the difference. That is the difference. So I look at things and you're like, part of taking care of yourself is taking care of your mental health, and that's important. That's very, very important. Yeah. So, so yeah. So it's just, Otherwise, I do appreciate. Oh, happiness is harmony. Wow, I love your name. Happiness is harmony. That's a beautiful name. That's a beautiful name. Hi, how are you? Thank you so very much for passing around. And I do appreciate you. Thank you. That's a beautiful name. I mean, there are things we can't control. Some of these names are given to us by our parents, but sometimes you have an opportunity to rebrand or make yourself something else. Always do what. Okay, we're talking about some mental health awareness. Yep, some mental health awareness and how to be mindful of not just your mental health, but even others, the people you care about, and those that you just meet on your day-to-day life or anywhere. It's very important to just be kind, to just not always see people and think they're doing well or they're happy or everything is perfect. I think I think as a normal person, like just in society, as a normal human being, you don't have to wait to know that this one is diagnosed or not. Okay? Because not everyone is here sharing their diagnosis like, oh, I have mental health. Not everyone is. Some people are ashamed, some people don't share. But if you're just aware, yes, and you're like, how do I help someone? How do I make sure that whatever I'm doing is mindful of others to help them or help myself? You never know, it could help yourself. Sometimes you could be, everyone has triggers for something. So if you know that's your trigger, you just be like, oh, I'm not going to put myself in that situation so that I can protect my sanity. So I can protect someone else because when I go left, it may not always be good and I don't want to go there. So just being accountable for yourself and what you do, your actions and how they impact others, and how to just bring out the best in other people. You know, you don't have to know their mental health status, but to just bring out the best in other people. Mm-hmm. Yeah, your sanity is number one because I always say I have to protect myself at all costs. It doesn't matter what you think, I have to protect myself. That is my sanity because I'm going to assume you're crazy. So if I assume everyone is crazy and I'm the same one, so I'm going to protect myself by not engaging. So if I'm ashamed because I don't know what you're dealing with, I'm going to just protect myself by not engaging or pulling out politely or supporting whatever you're feeling like to make sure you can get in control of your sanity. So you lose. I mean, you lose nothing if you can just look out for yourself and make sure someone else is not exploding on you and putting you in harm's way for no good reason that you really have no idea of. So always look at everyone as crazy. It's like when you're driving on the road, you're like, it's important for you to know that you should be the one protecting everyone else. Don't think someone else is going to be a better driver than you. You never know what they're dealing with. They could not be paying attention. So, but if you're watching out and keeping it safe, you may save yourself and save them at the same time. So, it's always good to be a blessing in disguise, even It's always good to be a blessing in disguise, your life. Whatever it is, I did my part. I don't know. I like to tell people sometimes, I'd be like, I think I don't really care. Mostly when it comes to things that I know that I cannot change, I have no control over. There is nothing I can do about it. It is someone else's responsibility and not mine. I'll be like, no, I already know I can't change it. It's not my responsibility. It is someone else, and there's no way I can help in any way. I don't always look at finding other people. I don't look at myself as the hero all the time, that I'm going to save this one and save the other one and save the other one. No, I don't have to always, but I can always protect myself and be like, I can't control that. I can't save that. I can't do this. There's nothing I can do about it. I did have such a conversation over the weekend, and someone is like, you're giving half baked emotions, like you just can't come all through. Your emotions are halfway because you're just not able to dive in. I personally, I love to deal with the things that I know. Some people love to be in the dark. I love to call a spade a spade. I'm not an open book, but I would rather know that I'm dealing with a chicken and this is a chicken. I know how the chickens act and what they do. Yes, Harmony. I love your name. Happiness is Harmony. That's true. Because, thank you. Because when I'm dealing with that kind of person, I know I'm not going to expect a chicken to run as fast as a cheetah. So I'm like, I know exactly what it is and what I'm dealing with. So I know I can't change that, and that's a default, and then I'm okay with that. It's my responsibility to make sure that I'm dealing with what I know the way is best suit for me, the way it treats me best, it's more beneficial to me or keeps me safe and protected. Thank you, Harmony. Yeah, yes. And guess what? That's true. Society needs to make more efforts. But who is society? It is us. It is you in your family. It is you with your brothers and sisters. It is you with your children, you with your parents. That is it. And that's one thing that's broken, really. Family is broken. It's broken so much in this generation. It's just broken so much. But that is society exactly. So if you if we can teach each other how to deal, because most dysfunction you find and most root of these mental problems, most of them start with home, childhood traumas, what they grow up seeing, what they went through as children, what those generational curses, all of them, people, they were young, they had no say, they had no choice. Situations chose them, they went through that, they learned how to mask, like narcissism. People just don't wake up and become. Those are childhood wounds. They grow up with them and they find ways of protecting themselves and acting appropriate in society and changing whenever they need to. When it as time grows, they explode as adults in different ways. People have developed characters just because the inner child was wounded and they're just trying to mask them and making sure that no one will ever hurt me. I have to protect myself or I have to protect my children. You find that maybe someone grew up with not so much and now they have, and they don't want their children to go through what they went through. So they're going to protect their children. They're going to make sure the children get everything and anything they dream and want. But they are forgetting that spare the child and spoil the rod. They're forgetting these children are going to become adults, but the adults that they will become, will they be like you? Because you're forgetting exactly what shaped you, what exactly gave you that drive to become the person you are right now. Maybe because of the challenges you went through, what you didn't have growing up, what you wanted, developed that desire for you to become a great person. But you get children and enable them not to have any dream, but to just wake up and ask for anything and have it. So how do you expect them to grow up and become better human beings? Now, I do understand sometimes you really want to give your children, your family, the things that you didn't have growing up. You want to give them something, a better start in life. But the people you are giving the better start to in life, do they really know what it takes to get what you're giving them? You get so kids end up spoiled and everything you leave for them because they have not learned. In most cases, they're going to waste it because the parents have not taught them. Just through harmony. Spoiling the kids is not the best way. And that's the biggest challenge that I see in modern families, modern society. People who are trying to break generational curses, you're like, no, I'm first generational wealth and I'm going to make sure I do better. But you are raising kids and they know that everything is on a silver platter and they don't have to work as much. That's the problem. They don't have to work as much. I'm a trust fund baby. They're not looking for careers. They're looking for things that are trending right now. I don't have to work. They have it all figured out. I'll have money here. I'll do this. My parent has connections. They'll put me here. But much as it's important for you to give your children a head start, it's also important to leave them with the desire to become someone better than you are. Yes, you can teach values. I've seen some families whereby the kids really have values, The parents have it and they will give it to the kids, but they also tell them their minimum standards and expectations. You have to go to school. You have to give me this. You have this, because trust me, much as I don't think it's really a must for someone to go through school to be successful, I also think that there are things you can tell an illiterate and someone who has learned from just life. You can tell there's a big difference. So it's always also important to know that if you can let your children go and go to school, learn so many different things you learn in school, how to share, how to deal with other people, you learn the different personalities, the world does not rotate around you, there are people who are better than you, there are people you will be better than, you know that life is not fair and things are not the same. So those different things you can learn out of school. Besides just classes, how to deal with other people, how to lead, how to make sure you can excel and stand out of a group of so many different people. Same opportunities or not, but you can be able to get yourself out. So people spoil kids, and sometimes I don't know how effective homeschooling is. I don't know. I don't think I know anyone who has gone through homeschooling. I'm like, I can imagine how social those kids are, because if you grow up with your parents, they're your teachers and everything, most times those people don't visit, they don't go around family. Family is no longer like it used to be that much. So people are not interacting with, they're not going to their cousins, they're not going to your grandparents to stay there all the time. But it's because most people don't trust their children with other people. They don't trust their relatives to raise their children. Children have been abused because by so many family members, because there is a breakdown in the value system that you feel like you have your children. Mostly some of those parents have own experiences and they're like, I'm going to shield my child, I'm going to protect them. But does that really help? I don't know. Does that really help? Or just being able to let Mhm. Yes, yes, yes. And that's why some kids nowadays don't have a lot of, I can't say common sense. They can sit on a game and play, but they're not able to discern, look at situations and be like, okay, this is not good for me. Oh, this one I can't do this. You look at a situation, you see your friend do this and the repercussions, and you know better not to do it. You know better not do it because you've learned from being around people and watching things and knowing how people did the way. You can look at your parents and know what not to do. You look at your parent who went to school and this one who didn't, and you can look at what life and this life, and you know that this is what I need to do for myself and this is not. But some kids nowadays, I don't know if it's from the parents, they're not able to discern. They're not able to read situations and be like, oh no, this is not good for me, or I can't keep this company, because the motivation to life mostly comes off as money. Oh, thank you, Harmony. Harmony, happy to Harmony. I'll appreciate if you follow me. So you have me so much time.
talking. Okay, I'm thinking, can you hear me now? I don't know. Can you hear me now? Let me charge this mic again and see. I have no idea what exactly did go wrong, but I know I noticed it was not off. I hope you can hear me. I noticed it was not off. I hope it's come back and I'm able to, you're able to hear me. So the ability to know that the people around you can make or break you, they are good and bad people. Good and bad people. And just because you've always known someone, it could be a family member, it could be a relative, it could be your parent. They could be toxic as hell and they could be possibly not good for you. But sometimes we always give passes and be like, okay, it's family. So if it's family, you have no choice. Like you have to accept whatever bullshit they share or they bring. Sometimes it's just okay for you to lay low and just let some things be. Walk away if it is not serving you. If people are going to bring the worst out of you, walk away, stay away, be away, build your own world. Build your own world. You can build your own world, and in that world, you can make it the way you want it. You can put your own place, put different people in your life, in your world, place them wherever you want them to be in your world. You can have a vision of how you want it. So it's your life, it's your rules, it's you, your world. So you choose who to bring in and who not to bring in, who to keep out. And if this person is not good for you, keep them out. Keep them out. They have no right, they have no reason, they have no. I think, why do you have to have them? Why do you have to? Welcome back to another word with Starry. Why do you have to show them? It's a different world. Okay. Yeah. So it's all fine. It's all fine. It's all fun. So I'm coming to, I just wanted to be here like for an hour. There's some birds over there. I can't show you, but there's some birds over there and I'm enjoying the bird watching. This was on my mind. I was like, I need to come and share something about mental health and just awareness of how we can all do better. We can all try. We can never be the best. No one is perfect, but we can all try and make sure we make the world a better place by taking care of yourself, taking care of your emotions, taking care of the parts that of life that you can control. That's how you feel, how you react, what you give to the world, and how you protect yourself and protect others. That's by giving or taking away or avoiding. Yes, by being mindful, you can make it a better world. By being cautious, you can always make it a better world. By learning, educating yourself on the different things that you need to make this life a better world. So many things you can do to just make the world a better life. Okay? To make the world a better place. So many things you can do. Just make. Okay. So you make sure that you just make sure that, okay, I don't have to be perfect, but I'm going to control the things that I can control. And I for sure have no control over what someone else does, but I do have control over how I react. I have control over how I react back and what I do. So hold you accountable. I mean, I think it's easier to hold yourself accountable than trying to hold other people accountable. Let them be. Some things you can't control. Don't even try to. I don't try to control so many things. And I be telling people, I'm like, I don't try to control who other people are because I'm not going to make myself who they want me to be. So if I'm not trying to control who you are, easy, reciprocate, just don't control who I am. Appreciate the good parts of me that you like and the bad parts of me that you don't like. Pray for me, extend me some grace and mercy. That's it. That's what I be asking. The good parts that you don't like about me, extend me some grace and mercy so we can move forward. Just extend some grace and mercy so we can just move forward. And life becomes easier. Yeah, life becomes easier. So let's love, let's control us, control you. You only have control over you and what you can do. The rest, you do not have control over it. Just let it go, let it be, ignore, and be your best self. Live your best life and always pray. If you're clear on what you need, how you're protecting your sanity, you will clearly see what doesn't serve you, and that should be out. Don't be a shamia over here. That should be out. Take care of you and treat you like you want others to treat you. Okay? So if you treat you good, others know they have to treat you good. They have to stay outside. And staying outside does not mean we don't talk. People are different. I could put a mesh. For sure, you can't cross it, but you can see me. We can talk, but I'm definitely sure you can't cross it. You could put a wall. You can't even know if I'm on the other side. Whichever. You're going to have all those parameters and different ways to protect yourself and your sanity. So, okay. Either way, thank you guys. I'm glad I could share this with you. Subscribe if you're here for the first time. I do appreciate you. You've been here before. Thank you. Subscribe. I should be coming here more often. And thank you so very much. Take good care of yourself. Okay, and thank you. Happiness is Hami. That's a beautiful name you gave yourself. It's beautiful. Okay, Take care, guys. Happy Friday. I'm getting pimples. I don't know where they're coming from, but they're coming for sure. I don't like it, but I'm okay. Shalom.